Hello and welcome back. This is episode 2 of our brand new D&D campaign, the Gilded City. We're going to jump right into it. But before we do, please go ahead and do all those standard YouTube things. So hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the like button, share this video with people you think will enjoy it. Please, it would really help us out. We're a brand new D&D channel, hoping to get off the ground. So if you liked the video, then let us know in all those various ways. But we're not going to keep you waiting. We're just going to go ahead and dive right on into episode 2. Last time, at the end of what was supposed to be an average day for each of you, a series of messages reached each of you in your various locations throughout the city of Waterdeep, now deep into its industrial age. These messages were calling in a favor or debt that you owed to a mysterious figure. One by one, you made your way to a shop called Butcher's Butcher in the Dock Ward, where you all found yourselves brought before an elven man who introduced himself as Vinny, as well as a tiefling woman named Freedom, who each of you has met before. Vinny revealed that it was his organization that each of you owed a debt to, and he believed it was time to call that debt in. But before the main job he has in mind for you, he wants to test the mettle of your group to make sure you're up to the task. So Vinny sent you all into the sewers to investigate an interruption in the supply lines that his associates used to move goods under the city. Moving along the path in question, you encountered a disturbance in the form of frightening humanoid fish-like, shark-like creatures emerging from the murky sewer water, shouting that you were intruding upon Barracuda's domain. That is where we left off last time. We are going to go ahead and start by having everybody roll initiative for me. Now, you didn't know that any of these people were here, but you were prepared for something to happen. So I will say you are not surprised, but they seem aggressive as we move into the situation. So you take that into account with whatever you decide to do on your turn. One at a time based on how I have you in my combat tracker. I will call your name and just give me your initiative count. Nyx.
21.
21. Great. Octavia.
15.
15. Okay. Artemis.
6.
6. Ooh, nice. Great. Janara.
21.
21. Nice. Bowman.
7.
7. Great. And Penny.
Also 21.
Wow, we have some...
All right, boys hanging out in the end.
Yeah, we have some speedy individuals with us tonight. All right. Top of the initiative order, Janara, Nyx, and Penny all at 21, followed by Octavia at 15. Then these creatures are going to go at 12. then Bowman at 7, and Artemis bringing up the rear at 6. So I will just do it in the order that it populated you into my combat tracker here. Janara, you are up first. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to start with doing Flurry of Blows.
So that you would just make your standard attacks first, and then
Okay.
after that, you can use your key points to do bonus action Flurry of Blows.
It looks like I'm closest to the creepy dude on the right.
Yep. Yeah, you can jump down into the water and wade over to him. The water is about 3 feet deep, so the water does count as difficult terrain. But you have more than enough movement, even with that, to get right up in front of him and go for it. So yeah, make your first attack.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right since I haven't done this before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to do an unarmed strike.
Great. Yep. Roll to hit.
That was a 21 to hit.
21 will in fact do it. Go ahead and roll your damage for your unarmed strike.
Ooh, 3 damage.
Great. Now, if you would like to, as your bonus action, you can have either just a free extra unarmed strike, or you can use key points to do Flurry of Blows, which will give you 2 strikes.
I'll just do 1 strike just to save it in case we encounter something worse very soon.
Great. Yeah. Go ahead. Use your bonus action. You can make another unarmed strike. Roll to hit.
That was 12 to hit.
12 just barely makes it. Go
okay.
ahead and roll your damage.
That was 5 damage.
5 damage. All right. As these creatures leap out to attack, Janara, with no care in the world, just leaps down into the murky sewer water and just starts pounding one of these guys right in the face. Absolutely no cares at all about the gross sewer water. Great. Next up is Nyx.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the one that's right in front of me, so I'll move up.
How tall are you?
3'5".
Okay, you're like this in the water. You can still jump down and attack them, but I will say, given the fact that you're basically having to tread water to stay afloat, you are going to make attack rolls at disadvantage.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have known how deep the water was, and I just jumped into gross, dirty sewer water. Good job. All right. Well, we're gonna do 2 weapon fighting with the daggers. Anyway, so that, and you said that was at disadvantage. Does 14 hit?
14 hits.
Okay. So that's 7 on my first one. And a 10 for my second strike. So I'm guessing that does not hit.
The second one, 10. 10 does not hit. What did you say the damage was on the first?
7.
7? Great. Yeah. And you're attacking with your knives?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you pop knives out of little sheaths you have hidden under the sleeves of your dress, and jump down into the water and start stabbing at this other one, fighting your way to stay afloat as you go at these monsters.
Yeah, can I... No, I don't think there's anything that I can do. No, okay.
Great. All right. That is your turn. Next up is Penny. Penny, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna use my rifle and I'm gonna try to hit the one in the back. I'm pretty sure I can reach it, right?
Yeah, you've got plenty range to do that.
Okay, cool. So that is, well, never mind. That's a natural one.
Yeah, you had like quickly assembled your rifle as you were about to go down in the sewer, since carrying a fully assembled rifle about the city is maybe a little odd. So you'd quickly put it together as you got down in there, but you maybe didn't load something right, and you go to shoot and it just and ricochets off the wall. Any bonus action from you, Penny?
I'm just gonna pout is what I'm gonna be doing.
Fair enough. All right, Octavia, that is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna cast first level witch bolt at the further one that Penny just tried to attack.
All right, go for it.
Ooh, that's not great. 10 to hit.
10 does not hit. You saw as you go to cast your spell, it's like right after Penny's gun goes off, and it's like ringing in your ears because it's super loud, and you're right next to her. You're like, and the witch bolt just goes wide and impacts against the wall. But you all do see this jolt of red electricity. Actually, Octavia spell casts with her camera. So she had pulled up her camera and was fiddling with, and then jolt of electricity shoots out of the flash bulb and impacts against the wall of the sewer.
Oh my god, that's so cool. I mean, it missed, but it's still so cool.
All right, it is now these monsters' turns. First up is the one in the back over here. He is not gonna move at all. He is gonna just pull a spear out of the water, and he's gonna toss it at you, Octavia. Well, it's a 5 to hit, so first DM roll of the game is nice and low. That can't at all be a bad thing for me. But you know what? He gets 2 spear attacks, and he does have a second spear. So he's gonna try chucking another one at you. That's not much better. That's an 8.
No.
All right. Well, maybe these other guys will have a little more luck. Next up, we have the one in front of you, Nyx. He is gonna just lunge at you with his shark-like maw in an attempt to bite you. I'm using a different dice. That's still 14 to hit.
That just hits.
Okay. You take 2 piercing damage. I'm using a different set. He also lashes out with you with a pair of sharp claws. 14 to hit.
Yeah.
That is another 4 slashing damage. As he begins to tear into you. And then the one right in front of you, Janara, is going to do the same thing. It's a natural 1 for the bite attack. So he goes to bite you, and you just punch him in the nose like a shark, flinches back, and then swipes at you with his claws as well. 9, which I do not imagine hits.
It does not hit.
All right. Great turn for these gentlemen. Bowman, it's your turn.
Bowman's gonna go up to the one that Janara is fighting right now, and he's gonna use his 2-handed brass knuckle attack.
Great. So puts brass knuckles on each hand and just does a quick double wallop. So go ahead and roll to hit.
That is an 18 to hit.
19 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. It's 1d10 with both brass knuckles equipped.
Wow, that was 12 damage.
Whew. All right. This one is looking real fucking rough. Any bonus action from Bowman?
Nah.
Great. Artemis, you bring up the rear.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. Seeing the bang or hearing the bang from the gun and the flash of magic, Artemis whimpers a little bit and is going to hide as much as he can. Go off into the back corner and then look at the one that's closest to him, the big nasty guy.
Uh-huh.
And kind of like stumble and trip a little bit and you're so gross. This is what happens when you sleep with your makeup on. I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Great. Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please.
All right. Apparently this set of dice does not want to work for me either. That's a 4, which I imagine is a failure.
It is a failure. Oh my gosh, one little d4. 2 points of psychic damage.
Great.
And disadvantage on its next attack.
He goes, "Hey, I was really proud of my eyeliner. You try wearing eyeliner when you live in the sewer."
No, thank you. I'm gonna cower against the wall and try to not be seen.
Great. Top of the order, Janara, it's your turn.
I'm going to take out both my daggers and do 2-weapon fighting.
Great. Roll your first attack.
So my first one is 11.
11 misses.
Oh, my second one is 17.
That one hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Great.
Because you're 2-weapon fighting, this one is just without your modifier, so it's just the dice.
So 2 damage.
2 damage is just enough. You whirl out a pair of daggers. You go to stab this one as he's hopefully distracted by Bowman punching him with some very hefty brass knuckles. But he was more aware of your presence than you thought as he quickly moves out of the way in the water. But you go to stab again, this time catching him right under the rib. And he's like, "Ah!" And his body just starts floating limply in the water. Great. That's action. Bonus action. Any movement, or are you all set?
I will move closer to the one on the right or the left.
Great.
If you wanna.
Yeah, each square is going to be double movement penalty because you are in difficult terrain. So if your normal movement speed is 15, is 30, it's now 15, and have it however.
20 is my movement speed in this.
So would that be only 2 squares? If her movement speed.
So if her
40?
normal movement speed is, well, your normal movement speed should be at least 30, if not 40.
It's 40.
Great. So yeah, each square is 5 feet, so you can move 4 squares.
Do you want to go up?
Yeah, I'll go up 1.
Okay.
Cool.
Great. All right. Next up, we have Nyx's turn.
And I now have I have an ally engaged with my target.
You do have an ally engaged with your target. That is correct. So if you land your hit, you get sneak attack damage.
I am going to bonus action steady aim to give myself an advantage on my next attack roll. So it's just a normal roll. And I technically have advantage twice, right?
Yeah, double advantage doesn't,
No,
but the disadvantage and the advantage cancel each other out, so it's just a straight roll. which means typically even if you had an ally in range, you wouldn't get sneak attack because you had disadvantage, but now you don't have disadvantage, so you can get sneak attack. Very noodly rules for sneak attack sometimes.
Ooh, 17.
17 hits. Roll damage and add your sneak attack.
Did you want to say something to the
14.
camera?
14 damage.
Yep.
Very nice. That is a hefty amount of damage. He is still hanging in there. But you get a really good strike against him. He's still like a little upset after what Artemis said to him, making fun of his makeup. And then Janara sort of wades through the water towards him, and he turns to pay attention to her. And in that moment, you see your opening.
It's about the little 3-foot creature in front of him. Trying.
Yeah, desperately trying to stay above the water, incorrectly assuming that you weren't a threat. And as he turns out of the way, you use the opportunity and just stab him right in the back. He is hanging in there by a thread. That's going to be your turn. Penny, you are up next.
Okay, I'm going to try the same exact thing I did last time and failed to do. Will I be okay if I move one spot to the right? I won't be able to hit Janara.
You should be fine. Yeah, there's no penalty to hitting somebody else if you miss your attack.
Okay.
So.
With a rifle. All right, that's a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Hey!
Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 11 damage.
Woo! Yeah, the gun goes off again. Since everybody's in close range, it rings. Your ears are like pounding.
I'm underwater, so it's not as bad.
That's true. That's true. The monster at the back of the group sees everything happening around and looks like he's about to start swimming backwards to start pulling back. You shoot the gun and poof, catch him right in his exposed shoulder over the water. He grabs it painfully, snarling at you. Great. Octavia.
Okay, I'm going to fiddle with a little knob on my camera and switch it and then use lightning lure at the further one. I think I have to step forward one to be in range, but I will do that. And then hit lightning lure at that guy.
Great. Give me 1 second.
That's a strength saving throw.
That's not bad.
Kitty.
That is going to be a 17 on the
Ooh,
save.
that succeeds. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So nothing happens.
Nothing happens. You jump down to the water, cast a spell through your camera, and this kind of coil of lightning comes out of the bulb and tries to wrap around this guy in the water. But he pushes through it and before the spell is fully able to grip him. Great. It is now that guy's turn. Seeing that things are not going well, he is going to swim backwards towards a set of bars in the water. And you hear him shout, "Intruders in Barracuda's domain!" And then he dives underwater.
Oh no.
You can still make out where he is. Like, he's just gone underwater and he's now at the bottom of where you see these poles, but it's very, very hard to make out what's going on down there other than you know that he is there and attempting to do something. That is his turn. it's now the extremely rough-looking one's turn, between Janara and Nyx. He is going to I mean, he can't really go anywhere. He's kind of stuck, even if he does disengage. He's hey, Nyx, you've lost hit points, right?
Yeah.
Great. He has advantage. So he's gonna
Has disadvantage because of vicious mockery.
oh damn it, it balances out. Okay, well,
Gotcha.
you're right.
Artemis useful for something once.
He's gonna try biting you again, Nyx, but he's sniffling a little bit, still upset from the vicious slam about his makeup.
I'll get him some makeup wipes. He'll do better tomorrow.
If he's alive, that's a 7. Great. That was his first attack. He's gonna swipe out with his claws for his second attack. I believe vicious mockery is just one attack.
Yeah, it's just the
Great.
first attack. Let me
So
double
this
check, but I
one
think it's
he
just
is
the
going to
first
have
attack.
advantage on as he sort of focuses, takes in a deep breath, and attempts to strike you again. That's... I need to find some new dice. I rolled a 3 and a 6. So that's a 9 to hit with the claw attack. Great.
Also, I would just like to say you have like 8 sets of
I
dice.
have been rotating through different D20s with very little success on any of them tonight. So that's great. That's his turn, and the third one's dead. Bowman, it's your go.
Bowman's going to advance to the center. That's about, you said each square is 5 feet?
Yeah, so that would be, you just moved 15 feet, which I think would be your max.
That would be my max, yeah.
Speed in difficult terrain.
And then I am going to... I'm just going to throw my switchblade with disadvantage because he's under the water towards the direction of where I can see is like his murky shadow.
The one, yeah. That's just a reflavored dagger, right?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. You pull out your switchblade and you chuck it at the one you can see underwater. Roll with disadvantage. Yeah.
All right. With disadvantage, that is going to be a 16.
That still hits. You think back to your days serving at sea and steady yourself. You remember that water, particularly murky water, can play tricks on where someone is, and you take very careful aim and you chuck your switchblade. Go and roll damage.
Ooh, that is going to be 4 damage.
All right. Yeah. It goes through the water. You see it connect. He twitches in the water. He's still alive, it seems like, but he definitely got hit.
All right, that is all. That's all that Bowman can do.
Great. Artemis, your turn.
Oh boy. Artemis is going to tentatively take a couple steps forward. Look at this guy that is being surrounded by everybody. Seeing the tide's turning a little bit, he's gonna, get a little confidence and look at the same guy. And be like, oh, come on, you can do better than that, right? I mean, you had the advantage. Vicious mockery.
Great.
Do it again.
Make another wisdom save. It's a 3.
Hey! Come on, buddy. 4 points of psychic damage. That one hurt.
That is gonna be enough to finish this guy off.
Oh no.
You didn't give that.
As you say this, he's like, what's wrong with us?
Just give up. Just
And the psychic and emotional pain that you put him in causes him to die. He just falls backward into the water, gripping his head,
Jesus.
and eventually falls still, floating in the water.
Great. I'm gonna dig into my pocket, pull out a little flask, pop the top, take a little drink. To you, you ugly son of a bitch. And then I'm going to run back to my little corner.
Great. Okay, Janara, it is now your turn.
Janara is going to use her dart to try to hit the one that's under the water. Can I use luck to make it so I don't have disadvantage?
So, yeah, the way it would work is first roll with disadvantage. If you don't like the number when you see the results before you announce the results to me, if you don't like the number, you can use a luck point to re-roll one of those 2 dice.
I'm going to use luck to re-roll one of the dice.
Great.
Much better. I still have disadvantage though, right?
Yep.
Great. Does 16 hit?
16 does still hit. Also, not 100% sure that's the correct ruling for disadvantage versus the lucky feat, but that's what we're going with right now.
Great.
But that still
Works
hits,
for
yes.
All right. 5 damage.
5 damage. Yeah, you chuck a dart. After seeing Bowman connect, you kind of know where this creature is, and you chuck it, and then once again catches it. He still seems to be moving, but you see some blood floating up through the water, as difficult as it is to see.
I'm going to use my movement to go 3 spaces up.
Great. Yeah, that'll put you within range, so you could opportunity attack him if he tries to get away, unless he disengages. Great. Next, it's your turn.
Can I swim towards the last guy?
Yeah, I mean you're gonna be at half movement speed, but
Then I'm gonna wait. Oops.
And we'll count diagonals as just also 5 foot distance. I know that's not technically how real geometry works, but who the fuck cares?
I'm gonna bonus action dash 2.
Great.
2, 3, 4. Right?
Yeah, what's your normal movement speed?
25. Yeah, just to get
Yeah.
to him.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna hit him.
Great. Yeah, you dive underwater to find him, holding your breath, and yeah, you go to strike him. Disadvantage.
12.
12 just hits.
Ooh, okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Sneak attack?
No, you had disadvantage.
But one of my...
Yeah, I understand, but anytime you have disadvantage, you cannot get sneak attack regardless of other circumstances.
Okay.
Yes.
4.
4, that is gonna be enough to do it. Yeah, you swim down, you see him desperately, he has unlocked a chain at the bottom of these of this gate, which keeps it closed because there's like a bar at the bottom of the gate. He's unlocked a chain and looked like he was about to lift it up to try to swim through when you got down and stabbed him right in the back, and he struggles for a moment and then floats up to the surface.
Hey, I got him! Guys!
We will go ahead and exit initiative. You do know that he called out beyond the gate. But
Bowman's going to take an opportunity to walk up to his corpse and take his switchblade back.
yeah, you make your way over and grab your switchblade, yank it out of his body.
Artemis is flexing just a little bit. Just kind of, all right, all in a day's work, right? Okay. We're done, right? We leave.
Did we did we identify what type of creature this was?
When they were talking about barracuda stuff.
Go
Yeah, that was,
ahead
like,
and make
their
me
leader.
a we will call this a history check on this one.
Ooh, I can do history checks. 22.
22. Yeah, these are pronunciation. These are Sahuagin. They are underwater shark people. They typically live out in the ocean, so it is quite unusual to see a group of them holed up in a sewer under Waterdeep.
Where is the nearest ocean?
I mean, Waterdeep is a coastal city.
It's a coastal city, yeah.
Yeah. The port is an oceanic port.
Okay.
Got it.
So it's a deep water bay connected to the Sea of Swords. So
Well,
Okay.
should
Well-
we go through the gate?
Bowman's gonna yell back to Artemis, "Pretty boy, get in the water."
Oh,
Why?
we don't have to. We keep going, right? Or
No.
we could come
I
back.
don't
Wait.
think we've taken care of the whole thing, so no. Also, hey, you were doing spelly stuff. Has anybody got any healy spelly stuff?
What? No, I don't. What? What? I wasn't. I didn't. I literally did nothing. Did you see? I was
Made fun of
over
him.
here.
Die.
Bowman's gonna
Look,
go.
It's,
Bowman's gonna cast Cure Wounds on Nyx.
Hey,
yeah, you all see this hulking, grimy now half-work dock worker lay a hand on Nyx and
that takes over.
yeah, just palm on her head, and divine light glows around his hand, and her wounds knit closed.
You'll take eight hit points of healing.
Beautiful. Oh,
Dude, cut it out.
I'm small. I'm not great at swimming, but do you want me to go sneak and swim and see what's that way?
Well, can we first try to get this door open?
Yeah, we can do that.
I will stand watch right here.
Bowman's gonna walk back a little bit and just splash Artemis with just the murky water. You're dirty already. Let's go.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I know
will-
a good dry cleaner. We can get those fixed up.
I will whimper a little bit and climb into the poo water.
Can I investigate the door?
Yeah, go ahead, make an investigation check. Cause the bottom is underwater and it's very murky down there. I'm gonna say it's disadvantage. It is difficult to see intricate details. Is that a 1? Great. Nothing catches your attention.
And I investigated it as well.
Well, I'll allow one more investigation check on this one, but we're not gonna dogpile on it. But go ahead with disadvantage.
9.
You don't notice anything. I mean, you see what I mentioned to Nyx before, that this he'd unlocked, there was like a chain at the bottom. This Huagin had gone down, unlocked the lock around it, and undid the chain as if he was about to open this gate so that he could get through. So the chain is undone. There's nothing keeping it closed except for the fact that you haven't lifted it yet.
Bowman's gonna just go to lift the gate.
Great. Yeah. You wade up through the water, grab the gate by the poles, and just lift it up. So if you click on the door in the tabletop, you can open it. Make a perception check for me as you proceed into this next chamber.
My perception was 18.
Great. You do notice a couple more of these creatures lurking under the water as you proceed into the room. Both of them have spears in their hand pointing towards the passageway. The room you are moving into, as you step forward, you actually do note that the floor is like right where you're at, like right at the entrance of the next chamber. The floor drops away. You can see, just as a quick view of the room, you do see off to the right, there's sort of a raised land platform area where you see a creature up there as well. Looks similar, but this one is a little bit slimmer and carries sort of a staff as opposed to a spear. So currently, and then these other two are waiting for you with spears at the ready as you proceed into this chamber. You also see like pipes and valves and all sorts of things are like bolted to the walls here. This seems to be some sort of this chamber seems to have some sort of purpose, but you're not sure what that purpose is. I'm going to go ahead and have everybody roll initiative for me again as you move into this next chamber with hostile Sahuagin ready to fight you. Nyx, what'd you get?
22.
22. Octavia?
8.
Great. Artemis?
22.
22. All right. Janara?
7.
7. Bowman?
12.
Great. And Penny?
16.
Great. Okay. I assume you all were sort of coming in behind Bowman, but unfortunately, because of Bowman's large frame, he kind of fills the doorway, so it's going to be difficult to get into the room to do anything until Bowman moves out of the way. But with that being said, the initiative order is, of course, Artemis at the top of the order, followed by Nyx, then Penny after that, followed by the two Jesus Christ, I cannot say this. Sahuagin in the water, then Bowman, then the one up on the ledge up there, then Octavia, and then bringing up the rear is Janara. So, Artemis, you're up first. What you doing? You hear Bowman sort of calls back. What do you say, Bowman, when you see these creatures in the water?
Get ready to fight!
Great. You hear Bowman call that back. Artemis, you're kind of farthest back in the group. What are you doing?
All right. Well, I can't see anything that's going on in there. All right. I will take a step forward, crane my neck. No idea anything that's happening. Bowman seems pretty cool, so I will clear my throat a little bit. Say, all right. I am sick and tired of standing in this pool. So here's a little song to inspire you. Go kick some ass. I'll be over here, wait till it's past, until you give me the all clear. My God, it smells like shit in here. That's my turn. Inspiration to Bowman.
Great. Bowman, you are inspired. What does Bowman get to add?
That is a D6.
A D6. Bowman, you may add a D6 to an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw within the next 10 minutes.
Do you feel inspired?
Bowman goes, I feel weird.
Great. Nyx.
Can I either climb over Bowman or swim under his legs?
You're small enough. I would allow it. Yeah. You can, I'd say swimming under him is easier. I mean, you're still going to have, it's still difficult terrain to move,
Oh,
but
shit. Okay.
you swim up and now the floor drops away. So you're definitely having to swim to stay above the surface, but you dive under, move under Bowman's legs, pop up on the other side. And you see off to your right-hand side, a ladder that climbs up onto the platform.
I can't get to that. I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna attempt to attack him with my daggers.
Great. Disadvantage?
Nope, that's a 1.
You pop up and try to stab at him, but you just, it's too complicated trying to like coordinate keeping yourself afloat and attacking this guy.
Can I bonus action hide under the water for 6 seconds?
You can certainly try. These creatures are used to the water and seeing through the water. So we'll see how successful you are, but you can certainly attempt to hide. You can dive down under the water, make a stealth check. I will say with disadvantage on this because of their ability to peer through the water.
8.
8. You don't feel very well hidden. You just dive under the water, hope they don't notice you, but you don't feel very hidden.
Okay.
Penny, that's gonna be you.
Okay. So I think I can move 3 squares. I have
Move
30
up to
feet
3
of movement.
squares, but Bowman's in the way, so you
Yeah.
can, yeah.
So I can just see a little bit of a guy up there, like just a little tiny sliver.
Yeah.
I guess I can't. What's the range on this? Okay, so I think I'm gonna try very tentatively and very nervously to do Jim's magic missile to that little sliver that I can see, and hope
Great.
I don't hit any of the 2 people in front of me.
Well, the good news about magic missile is it's an automatic hit. So,
Okay, right. Yeah.
are you targeting all 3 bolts on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, you've seen other people cast spells. You're like, yeah, it's fine. And you cast the spell. Go ahead and roll your damage for your 3 bolts.
Ooh. It said, wait, so 3?
It should be because
That's 2d4.
oh, that I may be thinking of a higher level.
It's Jim's magic missile.
As opposed to just regular magic missile.
It says these darts are gluten free. I'm not even kidding. I feel like I messed up.
It's very important to have gluten free.
Each so you create each Oh, yeah, this one is different. It does more damage, but you have to roll to hit. So most of the spells that have a name in front of them are just that spell, just with a name in front of them. But this one is different. So you do have to roll to hit for each of your darts.
All right. That was first one was 12.
12 just hits.
Okay, and that was 5 damage.
Great.
Next one is 6.
Nope.
And the next one, okay, that's a 7. At first I thought that was a 1. It's not. So that's 11.
11 misses.
Yeah.
So you peer around Bowman and you're like, and you try casting this spell. You know, most of your spell casting comes from just like what you've been able to pick up. You didn't get any formal education on this. You just read about, you know, a fun spell called Magic Missile, and someone you know named Jim tried to help you figure it out. Turned out a little bit different than normal Magic Missile, but you still let out the bolts of magical energy, and one of them does connect.
We love Jim's support.
We do love Jim's support. I assume that's a spell that came from Acquisitions Incorporated's book, which I have not read. So, but that is your turn then. It's these Sahuagin's turns. This one is gonna go first. Gonna swim forward up towards the wall to make it harder for people to like angle around at it. And he's gonna dive underwater and gonna pull out a spear and attempt to stab you a couple of times, Nyx. I switched dice again, and I got a natural 1 for the first attack. For the second attack,
Oh no.
that's gonna be better, but not great. 12.
No.
Great. He swims underwater, starts stabbing at you with the spear. You're a pretty good swimmer. And you're just able to quickly move out of the way of the attacks. This other one is going to... he's going to back up a little bit to here. And he's got, you know, a couple of spears on him. And he pulls the 2 spears that he has out. And he's going to chuck them both towards you, Bowman. Since he doesn't really have a good angle on anyone behind you, since you fill the passageway effectively. That's more like it. That's a natural 20. So doubled. That is going to be... Oh, that's the wrong dice. That's better. Okay. That's going to be 9 piercing damage as he chucks his spear and catches you right in the shoulder. And he's going to grab his other spear and also toss it at you. Not as good. 12.
Not a hit.
Great. You have a spear sticking out of you, but that's not going to stop you. Speaking of which, it is now your turn. You can, the space that Nyx is currently in, Nyx is underwater, and it's deep water here, probably about I'd say 7 feet deep around here. So you can certainly swim over or around Nyx if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Bowman's going to advance pretty much 1 square and fight the one that is next to Nyx right now.
Great. Yeah, you're sort of your Nyx.
It gets dark.
It gets darker as Bowman swims over top of you. Because you're actively swimming, you are going to have disadvantage on your attack rolls.
Yes. And I am going to do my 2 brass knuckles.
Great.
Roll with disadvantage.
Don't forget to add. Don't forget you can add your bardic inspiration as well.
Could I add that to just one thing, or like?
Yeah, it's one use, so you can use it
with disadvantage of an 18 to hit.
You don't even need it. Yeah, that's a hit.
So I am going to do. I'm going to add the d6 for this one because it's going to add more damage to it.
I don't think you can add bardic inspiration to damage. That is a
just
specific
to attack roll?
subclass, so it's just a hit. Yeah.
Damn.
I think it's College of Valor that you can add it to damage rolls, but
well, that's going to be 12 damage.
But I love being included.
12 damage. That's another very hefty hit from Bowman. As he, swimming through the water, just slams each set of brass knuckles into the sort of fins on the sides of this creature's face in rapid succession. Great. Anything else you want to do?
Can I reach down into the water and pull Nyx and put her on my back so she's not drowning anymore? Because she's pretty light and I'm pretty strong.
I would say that would probably be an action to do that whole thing, and you just use your action to attack.
Okay.
Normally you would be able to do that, but also Nyx is not necessarily at risk of drowning right now.
I've only been down for less than 6 seconds.
Yeah, you've only been down for a few seconds, so Nyx is okay.
Okay, that's all I gotta do. Actually, I'm going to advance 1 square up because I didn't move my full movement.
Great, yeah, you can move a little bit more out of the way. Great. It is now the turn of the Sahuagin up on the ledge. She is wearing sort of robes as opposed to the cobbled together armor that the others are wearing, and has sort of a staff, like a gnarled wooden staff with her. And she steps forward right to the edge here and is going to she is going to use her action to she's gonna use her action to call out steady there. We must prevent these intruders from driving us out. We've gone through too much to give up all of our ground now. And she holds out her hand, and the one that you just hit, Bowman, divine light surrounds the one that you just hit, Bowman, and begins to stitch together some of his wounds. Great, so he heals. All right. He doesn't fully heal, but you see some of his wounds start to close. And that is actually her bonus action, but there's not really anything she can do with her action right now, so she's just gonna chill up here. Octavia, it's your turn.
Okay. Can I?
So now Penny is
Nice.
blocking the way.
So can I see anything?
Yeah, I mean, you can see just the like barely make out the corner of one of these Sahuagin, the one on the right hand side, the one that you can see on your screen. You
Okay.
can make out, but like just barely like peeking around Penny.
Can I use... Oh, no, I think he's too far away.
He's like 25 feet away.
Okay, so can I try to use Witch Bolt?
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, you can try to
And
like arc it around.
Yep. And I'm gonna cast that at 2nd level,
Okay, go for it.
hopefully. Does a 14 hit?
14 hits.
Cool. All right. So then, ooh, 16 damage
Nice.
from the Witch Bolt. So I took out my camera and twisted the knob and click, and a shot of energy just wraps around this dude.
Yeah, this red electricity shoots out of your camera's bulb and connects with this Swagan and stays like clinging to him, continuing to shock him. So you've got concentration on that spell, so each turn you can use an action to hit him with the damage again.
Okay.
As long as you maintain concentration.
Great.
Great. Janara, it is your turn.
I am going to try to get as close to the others as I can.
Okay, I will say, because you're a monk, I will allow you to make sort of an acrobatics check to like clamber around and over your friends that are right in front of you, which would get you right in front of Penny if it's successful. So go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me.
15.
I'll say that does it. Yeah, you sort of clamber up, kick up off the wall, and splash back down in the water right in front of Penny, right before it drops off to the 7-foot drop, which you can now swim through. I will say that took up. That was basically like moving through difficult terrain. So you've moved 15 feet so far. So double that for the difficult terrain. So you've moved 30 out of your full movement.
Okay, I'm also going to move just, if I can, like 1 to the side.
Like diagonally to the side of where Nyx is.
Oh, but then I won't. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, you can move there.
Just so my friends can get by me next time, hopefully.
Great. Yeah, you're now swimming in the water right there. Great. Any actions or bonus actions from you?
Can I try to throw my dart at the one that's on the platform?
Yes. Because you are swimming, you're gonna make this attack with disadvantage, but you can certainly try.
Great. 15 hit.
15 does hit.
Uh, 4 damage.
Okay, great. Yeah, you chuck a dart and ting, catch this robed one. She snarls a little bit. Doesn't seem too terribly fazed by it, but did some damage. Top of the order, Artemis. It's back to you.
Oh boy. Well, I still can't see anything. Okay. I'm going to. All right, I'm gonna like get the courage up a little bit. I can't get anywhere, and I'm going to, after seeing Janara do some cool stuff, I'm going to attempt to do the same thing as her. I'm gonna be like, all right, well, she did it, okay, and I'm just gonna try and do some parkour.
Sure. DC is gonna be much higher for you because you're not a monk. But go ahead and roll an acrobatics check for me.
Yeah, he saw someone else do it. He can do it. Well, let's see. Acrobatics. 8.
You try to like kick up off the wall, and instead you just immediately slip and fall and splash down into the water. You are not a monk. You have not been trained to do all sorts of crazy acrobatic movement type stuff. You're fairly nimble. you'd like to think, but not really had
Yeah.
any formal training on how to do any of what Janara just did.
Yep.
So I'll say you're
Yep.
prone in the water now.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up,
Yep, you get back up out of the water.
push it out of my head. Meant to do that.
Sure you did.
That's my turn.
Yep.
Bowman's gonna see it from the corner of his eyes, like, and just goes.
Great.
Hey, what's happening? I can't. Jumping up and down a little bit.
Splashing yourself.
Nyx, it's your turn.
I'm gonna emerge from the water. And I'm gonna turn to Bowman and go, "Hey pal, can I get on your shoulders?"
Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna climb up there. And then from there, can I attempt to attack?
I'll allow it. Just because it's fun. I'll allow it. Go for it.
I'm gonna retract my daggers though,
Okay.
and pull out my pokey long rod,
Your pokey tool?
my pokey tool. Is it just straight
Just
roll?
a straight roll.
But it's not disadvantaged.
It's not disadvantaged, so if you hit, you may add sneak attack because your pokey tool is considered a finesse weapon.
16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. Add your sneak attack.
Can we get a description of what this pokey tool
It's
looks like?
Literally just a long, thin metal rod that is pointy at the end.
Like a fire poker?
Yeah. But like thinner. But basically a fire poker. 13.
13 damage?
Yep.
That's going to do it.
Cool.
You just ran, you clamber up onto Bowman's shoulders. Bowman, you sink in the water a little bit, but you're a strong swimmer.
Hang on. I want to be like, I flopped across his shoulder.
Okay.
And then just poke.
Great. Yeah, you flop across his shoulders. You're sort of now like draped over Bowman's shoulders as he's
Potato sack style.
treading water.
Except the right way around.
Yeah. And you grab your pokey tool and just right into this thing's eye, and you finish it off. Penny, that's going to be your turn. Also, Nyx, I would say your token is now sharing a space with Bowman, so you can move. Yeah.
So I just moved one square up. I'll move another square up. Is this guy to the left of me still there?
No.
Guy to the left, you just died. Hold on, I'll get rid of him.
I'll move over in that space so people can maybe squeeze around.
Yep. Yeah.
And then I'm going to try to aim for the person on the ledge with my revolver.
Okay, great.
I'm like swimming now, right?
Yeah, you're swimming,
Okay.
so you're going to make this attack with disadvantage because it's difficult to aim, but go for it.
Sounds okay. 14.
14 still hits.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, wow. I
Um,
was not prepared for that.
These folks don't have great AC, but you sort of, now that you're swimming, you pull out your revolver because there's no way you're going to be able to aim with your rifle in this scenario, and you point it and you let off a shot, and it connects.
Oh, no. That's 5 damage.
All right, solid. Yeah, another loud gunshot goes off, echoes throughout the chamber, dampened slightly by the water, but the sound dampened slightly by the water insulating the room, but still very, very loud. She like recoils back as the gunshot slams into her. That guy's dead. That guy is still alive. He threw both his spears, so he doesn't have those anymore. he is going to take the disengage action, is what he's going to do. And he's going to swim up and then over to here, and then he's going to dive under the water. He has no penalty to his movement speed because he's used to swimming.
Does that give opportunity for attack?
No, he disengaged.
Oh, right.
Wait, but he was the one that was attached to my witch bolt. That's
not going to trigger an opportunity attack. Just when it gets to your next turn, you can use your action to shock him again.
He's out of range now, though.
Let me double check.
What's
the range?
It doesn't
of
really
bolt?
say anything. It's a 30-foot range. I don't know like what would happen in that situation. Because I still have concentration on it.
The spell also ends if the target is ever outside the spell's range. So the spell dissipates as he swims outside of range. He dives down and swims towards the bottom. That's going to be his turn. That brings us to Bowman.
Bowman is gonna do just straight up just a strength ability check and throw Nyx onto the ledge just to get him off of her.
Yeah, sure.
I'll move a little bit closer before.
Yeah. Move a little bit closer. You're quite strong. But it is still difficult to do this sort of action in the water. But go ahead and make a strength check. I'll adjust the DC based on how difficult it is to sort of push Nyx up onto the ledge.
All right. With disadvantage, that is 15.
How heavy is Nyx?
Like 45 pounds.
No bigger than a box, but
yeah,
no bigger than a crate that I've lifted my hands on the docks.
I'll say a 15 is going to be good enough. You like shove, because the ledge isn't like that high up either. Not that high like out of the water, so you're just able to sort of shove Nyx up onto the ledge. So Nyx, you are now in that square there.
And so I'll take that as my action and my movement as well. Let me just see. That's all I got.
Great. Awesome. It is now her turn. She is going to she's gonna back up sort of over to the corner where you see a dead sewer worker just sort of in the corner. And she summons energy to her staff and says, she says, where is her little tab? She says, in the name of the goddess Sekala, be gone from this place. Lets out this blast of energy from her staff towards you, Nyx, since you're now on the ledge directly threatening her.
I didn't choose to be here.
That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Great. This radiant bolt of energy slams into you, and you take 16 points of radiant damage as it slams into you, and as it does, you begin glowing.
Well, that's nice.
Are you alive? Barely.
That's going to be her turn.
How? I
Octavia.
imagine I'm prone on the ledge also.
Yeah, he just sort of shoves you up there. So you're, ooh. If you're prone, that's a ranged attack. So she actually had disadvantage on that. Let me reroll that. It's a 12.
No.
You get to negate that damage.
Yay!
She said all that. She casted this glowing beam of radiant energy, and it just impacts on the ground right behind you, because it is apparently hard to aim at a distance at prone creatures for some reason. Okay, sure. Octavia, it's your turn.
Okay. If I move one more forward, I have to be swimming, right?
Yes.
All right. I think I'm just gonna. How far is that? Here's my little measure tool. Okay.
He's also underwater, so add a little bit to that distance. But if the range is 30 feet, I would say he's still within 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, 30 foot. I'm gonna do the witch bolt again.
Go for it.
How much damage has he taken? Do I remember like what he looked like?
He was starting to look pretty rough. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks pretty. He looks in a bad way. Does not look great.
I'm gonna cast at first level then.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
I don't think that's gonna hit. 10.
10 does not hit.
I didn't think so.
The spell
actually,
just sort of
I would like to. No, shit, that doesn't work. Never mind. Does that count as an attack roll? Since it's a spell attack?
Yeah, it's a spell attack roll. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use my chronal shift and try to do it again.
Ooh, good call. Go for it. You
Okay.
Use your chronal shift ability.
Oh.
Double check. The
14.
14 does hit.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
These guys do not have great armor.
Okay. 6 damage from the witch bolt.
6 damage?
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually going to be just enough to do it.
Oh, fantastic.
So you cast the spell, it dissipates in the water. God damn it. And you sort of there's like you've got a small like watch built into the side of your camera just to make it a little bit easier for you to keep track of time when you're on a case. And you just turn the second hand back and you cast the spell again, and it works this time.
Perfect.
Great. Janara, it's your turn.
Am I able to use more than one key point in a turn?
Yeah, you can use multiple key points. There's some abilities that use multiple key points.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you can use however many key points you want to use in a round, depending on like, as long as you're obeying the other rules of the action economy, there's no law against using all your key points in one round, for instance.
Okay, so I'm going to get up onto the ledge. So it should be, so it's doubled for that. Is it doubled to get up the ladder too?
No, I would say actually just climbing up the ledge without the ladder is going to be double movement. It's going to cost double movement, but the ladder is specifically there. The ledge isn't that high. The ladder is just specifically there to make it a little bit easier to get up onto the ledge. So yeah, you can climb up onto the ledge.
Okay, so that's what, technically 5 each, so, but doubled, so was that 20?
That's 30.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, 30.
30. Okay. Then can I use my dash to get over to where she is as a bonus action? I'll use a key point to do where is it?
I think it's Step of the Wind.
Wind.
Yeah. You can use a key point to bonus action dash over to her for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, that's going to be your full movement speed again.
So get me all the way over to her. And then I'm going to attack her with my daggers.
Go for it. Your bonus action is already spent to do your Step of the Wind, so you just get your main attack action. But
is it still with both my daggers or only with
it would
one?
just be with the one because you've
Okay.
already used your bonus action to Step of the Wind.
That's fine. 21 hits.
21 hits. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Do I want to use luck? I'm going to use a luck point to reroll that.
Go for it.
Never mind. I got the same thing. So 4 damage.
Great. You run up and stab her. She's still looking, she's been hit a couple of times, so she's still looking like she's got a lot of fight left in her. Great. Top of the order, Artemis.
Artemis. Guys, what's going on? Can I enter the room? Or am I still,
you've just got a
to hang
30-foot movement speed, right?
Yeah.
That would just get you to where Octavia is. So even if Octavia wasn't there, you still wouldn't fully be able to get into the room. But you can move forward and get hopefully a little bit of better of an angle on things.
Yeah, let's see if I can see anything. Okay, I can see one guy. That's okay. Can I like action dash to get around, or am I blocked?
I would say Octavia does not fill as much space as Bowman does. Bowman's just a much larger frame.
A big old hunk of meat, correct?
I would say you can use your action to dash and move past her.
I'm gonna do that. I'm curious what's in here. So then, at one point, do I start swimming? Yeah, at what point do I start
as soon
swimming?
as you get past her, you would be swimming.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Okay, let me see what's in this room. Oh, okay.
The other dude is dead, right?
No, he's
Yes.
underwater.
No, he's dead. Sorry, that was my bad. I should have deleted him. Yes, he's dead because she did the chronal shift attack.
I hit,
Nice. Okay.
and now he's dead.
So how much movement do I have left?
One more
Started
square.
here. Oh, the boop. I will make for sure.
Great. Nix, it's your turn.
Yeah.
I am going to charge at her.
Sure.
Going, who the fuck is Sekala? And I'm gonna stab with my pokey stick.
Great. It's half your movement to get up.
Right. But I should still get.
Your movement's 25.
25. So like.
You'd have 13 left. Yeah, we'll wrap that round. I think that rounds up. So yeah, you can move those 3 squares. So.
Okay. Scared me there. I'm gonna stab with my pokey thing for 23.
23 to hit. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And you may add sneak attack because Janara is also right there.
Um, 18 points of damage.
Ooh, she went from looking pretty good to pretty fucking bad. Yeah, you run up and just jam her with your poker as she's focused on Janara.
Then I'm gonna like activate one of my daggers, and I'm gonna come at her from the other side.
Great, yeah, offhand attack. Go ahead.
That's a 2
Nope.
dice, so
I can assure you that unless you have a much higher bonus than you should have at level 3,
nope.
that will not hit.
So I whiff it.
But huge damage on that first strike, for sure. Great. Penny, it's your turn.
Penny's gonna stay where she is, just waiting in the water, and she's gonna fire off with her revolver again.
Go for it. Disadvantage because you're swimming.
No! My first roll was so good. That's 11.
11 just barely misses. The bullet ricochets off the wall. Those ones are dead. Bowman, it's your turn.
Bowman's going to take half his movement speed to pull himself out of the water.
Yeah, so we'll say that's 10 feet of movement to get up onto the ledge.
Okay.
So you have 20 feet of movement left. Yeah.
All right. And then he's going to use the rest of it to get to in front of this sea hag. And then he's going to take his crowbar and try to smash her face in.
Great.
Oh, Jesus, help. I inspired that?
Actually, here's a question. Am I still inspired?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, good, because that was a horrible attack roll. All right, with inspiration, 13.
That's gonna make it.
All right, and then I've never rolled a d12 before. What does it look like?
Like this
Yeah.
looks like a D20 that isn't a D20.
Yeah,
12
for reference, Bowman pulls aside his sopping wet coat where he's got like just a little holder for this truly gargantuan crowbar. He pulls it out and it folds out to like a full double size. Like this is for opening huge shipping containers, so it needs to have a lot of leverage. This truly massive crowbar and just boom right down on this Sahuagin.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that would be 12 points of damage.
That's gonna do it. With a she drops to the ground.
Whew.
Bowman, how often have you done that?
I don't care to talk about that.
Oh, good.
So now that the battle is over, you all
Just a wave.
no. It's too late for that. Now that the battle is over and you all, one by one sort of climb up onto that ledge up there, you can see there's sort of near where the ladder is, there's a hallway that continues on. It's about 10 feet wide and it takes a little turn and it slopes downward like a ramp here before turning. It levels off when it turns. Looking around, there's all sort of pipes and valves in this room of various sorts, as well as a large metal box located just to the left of the hallway that's locked and says sewer technicians only. And like I said, there's a hallway you can go down. Other than that, looking out over the water is murky, but it looks still now. You don't see any other disturbances. You don't hear anything coming.
Bowman's going to search the body of the dead sewer worker.
Yeah. You sort of rifle through his pockets. It looks like he's been picked clean of anything interesting or valuable.
What about this fish person thing?
Would you want
Someone wants to Does someone want to touch
You want
that? I
Do your
mean,
best. Go ahead.
It sounds like Artemis wants to touch the dead fish.
no,
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah.
to? Do you want
All
my
you.
hockey
all right,
stick?
fine.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I poke it.
Yeah, you poke it and you quickly withdraw your finger. Her skin is very, very slimy.
Ah,
What does it feel like?
Like a
Really?
fish.
bad. I will like take my already ruined boots and like kind of kick aside like clothing and like search as like with a distance, like search the body
Yeah,
a little
you
bit.
don't turn up anything just by nudging her body
Mhm.
lightly with your
All right.
boots.
Well, she doesn't have anything, so
That's not really how you do research, but we'll teach you.
research.
Yeah. So Octavia is gonna go take a picture of the dead fish lady's body because proof that we killed her.
Yeah.
And I don't want to carry it with me.
Janara will actually search the body.
Great. You do find as you go through her robes, you do find you find 2 keys on her. They don't look like they're hers. They look like they are, sewer worker keys, but
Do they go to the box?
you can certainly try.
Try to open the box.
Yeah, you go over with the keys. You try the first one, doesn't do it. Second one pops the lock on the box. You open it up, and inside you find a thin tome that is a very thin booklet. It appears to be some sort of sewage worker instruction manual or guide of some sort. Flipping through, you can find information about what different levers and valves and gears do and that sort of thing. You seem to be in an area that serves as sort of an overflow and a water collection area. You are currently in a location labeled Cistern Overflow. You can see there's a label of like some, a couple of like pipe systems connect into this room to allow water to flow into this chamber. You can see the hallway that, according to what you're finding in this instruction booklet, the hallway nearby that sort of leads to another channel. This is a pump room, and there are instructions on how to safely adjust the water pressure and water level in the pump room in order to safely access the ladder on the opposite side of the pump room, which would then lead you into the cistern proper. So it's a very small offshoot area. The guide has sort of this quick layout of the place and instructions on, again, how to do different things.
Okay, well, that's probably helpful. Can I go down the hallway a little bit?
Yep.
Like to the corner, do I hear anything coming from the door?
Yeah. There's not really a door down here or anything. It just the ramp goes down and then it turns.
Right.
But you can go over and like listen and peek to see if there's anything beyond. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
19.
Yeah, you hear the loud sounds of rushing water from up ahead. You sort of peek around the corner, and you can see there does seem to be another small room up ahead, about another 15 feet down the hall. You can see it. you can see even from here, you know, the where the ground ends, you can see sort of white from rapidly flowing water, sort of just over the spraying up over the edge of the ledge up ahead, and then opposite wall you can see there's sort of a ladder mechanism that does not seem to be operational right now. It's like up.
Do I see any levers or?
Not from this angle. You'd have to go into the room. This is just a quick, with your dark vision, you can see that far because it's not a remarkably large room, nor is it a remarkably long hallway, but you don't see or hear any creatures moving about.
I think the coast is clear.
Let's go.
All right.
Yep.
Great.
As we're heading out, I'm gonna go up and like catch Octavia for a moment. Be like, hey, so you take pictures of things?
I'm a photojournalist. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
I write for the Waterdeep Times. My father is the head editor.
oh, well, that's nice. I'm gonna like take out, like, you know, dump the feces out of my boot for a moment, put it back on. That's nice. So you,
Yeah.
how often do you, like, you know, take pictures of dead things? Is that a regular thing, or, you know, like just this once?
I mean, it's not frequent, but things
Okay,
happen
good.
and they need to be reported.
Sure. Yeah, totally. Definitely.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, good talk. I will not get in your way because some of that stuff looked very painful. Good talk. Yeah. And I'll head off with
I
everyone.
liked your song.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll work on more for you.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear them.
Penny's gonna
Sorry.
overhear this and just look up to the ceiling and go, painful.
Penny!
Eventually,
You know I can have you fired.
I was not talking about you. I was just talking about the general atmosphere. I would never say that about you.
Mm.
Bowman's gonna go
Okay,
and
dear.
take the spear that's still in his body and just pull it out.
yeah, Bowman yanks out this spear. He's like, oh, forget that was in there.
Ow.
You need a
You need, like-
bandage or something?
Nah, it's
Yeah.
fine. And then I'm gonna use cure. I'm gonna use my lay hands. No.
Yeah, your lay on hands ability. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do so, and divine light flows out of your hand, and you're able to close up your wound.
You have
That's
magic
interesting.
spit?
Yeah.
Okay,
something
everyone
like
here,
that.
raise your hand if you can do magic. All right, one person is raising their hand,
You can't prove it.
and I know that's not true.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, what are you gonna do about it? So.
report you to the guards. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. That's terrible.
Bowman's
No,
gonna
I was just
Bowman's gonna go and puts away his folds down his crowbar and puts it back in his sleeve. Very funny.
I was just curious. You know, it's good to know where we all stand. Like you punched the crap out of those guys.
Yep.
You guys are pretty good. Pretty good. I'm glad I fit in with all of you, you know.
Yep.
Being as
Always.
Sure.
steadily you all join Nyx and make your way down the hallway and eventually emerge into what is labeled in the manual Janara found as the pump room. You see a channel of water in the middle of the room, which is flowing by at extremely high speed. Water is spraying up and lightly pelting all of you. You can see closed, impassable like bars on either end of this channel. On the opposite side of the channel, you see another platform, as well as a ladder mechanism, but the ladder is like raised up and locked in position. And you would know from looking through this manual, it's not a very long manual, so just did take that long to flip through it. You would know that you need to adjust the water pressure in this room first, which will then disengage the locking mechanism on the ladder and allow you to proceed into the main cistern room. And there are instructions on how to do that in the manual. So you look through and you find on the wall to the left of where you came in, there are a series of 3 valves that need to be turned in a particular fashion in order to adjust the water level to make it safe to cross and climb up and deactivate the ladder's locking mechanism. So the instructions say to turn the leftmost valve clockwise as far as possible. The middle valve and the rightmost valve must both be turned counterclockwise as far as possible.
We do that.
Great. Yeah, you all sort of go over. Janara sort of reads this out. You go over, turn these valves. As you do, the water level lowers, stops flowing quite so quickly through the room, and eventually drops down and stops completely. And you can see there's sort of now a ladder down to the bottom of this now like wet floor area, ladder up to the other side, and then the actual the ladder on the far wall that's supposed to provide access to the main cistern room. The locking mechanism disengages and slides into place.
Cool.
So which ladder are we taking?
So there's only the one that leads out of the room. There's just the 2 that allow you down into the channel and then back up the other side. And then the ladder that leads out of the room or the hallway that you just came from.
Is there anything down in the channel?
Yeah, you climb down, make an investigation check for me. Nothing catches your eye immediately, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing necessarily.
18.
18? Yeah. Looking around, you do find a small, like rusted locket has sort of wrapped around one of the metal poles at the end of the channel. It maybe got caught in this runoff at some point and got swept along, and at some point got caught on this pole.
Can I like get it off of the pole?
Yeah, it's just a little bit tangled, but you spend a couple minutes, you untangle it and pull the locket free. So yeah, it's got a very fine chain. It's grimy and dirty. You try to pop it open. The hinges are extremely worn and rusted, so it takes, it doesn't open super easily, but you're able to pop it open. There's nothing inside. You're not sure if maybe there used to be something in here. Maybe there didn't. It looks like it would have been a standard like photograph locket. It's heart shaped, so you'd assume that it was, had some romantic attachment to it or familial attachment to it, but no real indicators that you can tell other than that.
Cool.
Hey, Octavia, you ever looking for a little extra cash, and you have like 5 hours to spare, you should definitely come help me out. I have this like huge ball of thread at work that I have to try to detangle, and I could really use some extra help. Just saying. You detangled that necklace very well, and yeah.
I think thread seems a little more difficult than
It
a
is.
necklace chain.
It is so hard.
Why
I have to go back
do you
to
have
that
to do
tomorrow.
that?
What? Huh?
Why do you have to untangle thread?
To make money? Because I have to work for a living?
Ooh, gosh, I would get a new job.
I work at the textile mill fixing things, and that's the thing that's broken, so I'm fixing it.
Well, what happened?
I don't know. They just brought me a giant thing of thread and said, "Here, fix it." So that's my job.
Yeah, Nix, you would recall because it was just earlier today that one of the large like auto looms that weaves the thread together broke, and in the process tangled a bunch of the thread
Yeah, but
together.
I didn't listen to that part. I just heard it's broken.
Fair enough.
So yeah, job.
Awful.
Well,
Small
I mean,
thing.
I don't generally have a lot of
Long
free
pole.
time, but
If we'll talk
Maybe.
about it later. We'll talk about it later.
Well, after that, you all climb up to the other side where the now descended ladder into the cistern is. You can see it goes up quite a bit, probably about 15 feet, and then it hooks forward as if, and then through, you know, a like a pipe that you'd have to crawl through.
Do we see any?
Does it smell better up here?
Smells slightly better in this room than the previous rooms, yeah.
Great. I will take the lead.
Artemis starts going up first. Yeah, you reach the pipe. You're welcome to go ahead and climb through.
How big of a pipe is this?
You know, it's the pipe itself is probably about like 7 feet in diameter when it gets to the top. So you know, once you get up, you can stand up and walk through it. You don't have to crawl awkwardly or anything like that, but you have to clamber up into it, and then you can walk through it. One by one, you all climb up there, make your way down this pipe. It doesn't go very far, opens up. You can see a large room filled with water. You see a low layer, a ladder descends on the other side of this pipe. There's sort of a low a layer of water, maybe about, hard to tell exact depth, but you can see the ground under it because this water is clean. It looks clean anyway. You can see after probably not super deep water, some ground and a ring of that around the outside, and then some it drops away to a much deeper pool in the center. Janara, as you sort of like peek over Artemis's shoulder to see this before you all descend, and you're like looking at the manual that you have, you would definitely think that the water level in here is higher than it should be, because there is supposed to be dry floor around the outside of the actual like cistern pool itself. Artemis, since you're at the front, go ahead and make a perception check for me as you look into this room.
Okay. 18.
18. You do see in the deep water figures lurking.
I've got more things. I'll point them out to everyone.
One of them looks much larger than the ones that you've been fighting thus far.
Is that the barracuda?
Bowman, that's yours. That's all you.
Oh, okay. Well, do we have to go down there? Is that like the only way?
I mean, we could have a gunfight that's real loud.
Also, they're underwater. I don't know
Right.
how good gunpowder works underwater.
Yeah.
Ben, how many figures is it that we see?
You can see 3, 2 smaller ones and 1 much larger one.
Okay. I can try and get.
So I'm just. Can I just make an investigation or a perception check to see if there's like any way we can stealthily sneak around these figures, or do we have to go right?
I'm actually gonna say this is gonna be more of an insight check than anything to tell whether or not these creatures have noticed you, because you weren't exactly trying to be stealthy.
That would be a 22 for insight then.
You think they've probably noticed you. They seem to be gazing upward in your direction.
Gotcha. Cool. So, Bowman is going to bare his brass knuckles, and he's going to cannonball into the deeper water, going after the bigger guy.
All right, as Bowman just pushes through the group, as Nick is like, oh wait, Bowman leaps off, cannonballs into the water, ready to just attack and get this over with. That is where we are going to end the episode tonight. Thank you all for playing. Great job for your first couple combats, and thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Come back to the channel next week for episode 3. If you're watching on YouTube, do all those standard YouTube things. If you are listening to this as a podcast, leave a review. Help us out. Hopefully get this off the ground. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.